Hey guys, Weebies here, and today I am deciding to rank the beta designs of Danganronpa 1. Since I got that anniversary book kind of recently, I got really interested in looking at the beta designs again, and unfortunately I couldn't really find a whole lot of like trivia on them, so I kind of thought it might be good for right now to just kind of make a video giving my opinions on them, and what is a more fun way than ranking them? But before we get into today's video, I do want to go ahead and thank our sponsor, Opera GX, which is honestly such an amazing product. Opera GX is the world's first browser for gamers, and it's super useful, especially for PC gamers because of the GX control. And this allows you to limit how much of your computer's CPU and RAM it uses. That way you don't have to worry about your gameplay being affected while you're listening to a live stream. And there's also the network limiter, which allows you to limit the network bandwidth used by the browser. All these features are really fantastic and super helpful since they help you not use so much of your CPU and memory, like we all know that Google Chrome tends to do. Along with this, they also have the GX player, which allows you to log into Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music directly from the sidebar. It also has Twitch and Discord integration in its sidebar, which allows you to get notifications whenever your favorite streamers go live. Opera GX also allows you to customize its design. You can customize the browser with special themes, wallpapers, and colors, and they all look really cool. Honestly, I can't recommend this enough, especially if you're into streaming, because it really does help a lot with not using up so much of your CPU and your memory while you're streaming or gaming. So I really recommend you guys check it out, and it's free as well to download. Please let me know if you do in fact download it, and let me know who your favorite streamers are to listen to while you work and play games. And thanks again to Opera GX for sponsoring this video. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get back into the video. Before I get started on the video too, I do want to discuss Danganronpa 1's beta a bit for those of you who might not be aware of it. So Danganronpa 1 had a very different beta than what the actual game turned out to be. The first version of it was called Distrust, and it was a horror game, and it was very dark and gruesome. And a lot of things about the beta were pretty different compared to what the game ended up actually being, like even a lot of the gameplay elements. Like for example, there was a trust and distrust meter, which would gauge how much your fellow students would trust or distrust you, and it seemed like it might have been an early version of the influence gauge. It's also noted that there would be tough decisions sometimes that you have to make, and that these choices would influence the trust and distrust meter, and basically based off of what the meter looks like, it would change which murders happen. There's a lot of other differences between Danganronpa and Distrust, but I kind of wanted to go over some of the main ones, and the ones I'm going to kind of talk about more in the video when I'm actually ranking the characters, just so you guys have like a general idea of what some of the biggest differences were. But if you do want to know more about Distrust, I made a video on it like forever ago, and I will link it in the description if you want to check it out. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and start ranking everybody. Okay, the first one we have is my girl Asahina, and she looks so cute in this design. She looks so much like Chihiro to me. Like it's pretty crazy actually. I think like her character model is super duper cute. Like I said, she reminds me so much of Chihiro in this. One of the things I find a little weird about her design is I feel like her outfit kind of looks like a mixture of like a school uniform, and then she has like workout shorts underneath. It's kind of like they couldn't decide if she should wear like a sports outfit or like a school sailor uniform. I think that's the only thing I don't really know how to feel about that, but overall I think it's pretty cute. I'll probably put it in A rank since I do think I ended up liking her official design better, but I still think it's pretty cute. And I mean, she looks like Chihiro, so of course I gotta rank that pretty high because Chihiro's adorable. And the next one is this other beta design where she has like these headphones on, and I thought this one was really cute. It kind of looked like she had like vampire teeth or something too. I don't know, I thought it was kind of adorable. I think the only weird thing about this one is that it doesn't really make sense for her to have headphones since she's like a swimmer. I guess maybe she could have been like another athlete at some point, maybe like a track person or something like that. I feel like that would make a lot more sense. And I don't really know why she would have a vampire tooth, but god, it's cute. I am simping. I don't think I like it as much as her other design though, so I'm gonna put it in B. And now we have short hair Asahina, which I think for the most part she does kind of look like herself in this one, or like, you know, her official design, but I still think it's super duper cute. I like the idea of her having like really short hair. I think that kind of like fits her character, you know? I mean, being like an athlete, it would be nice to not have long hair. I feel like having to wash your hair, it's kind of a pain in the butt if you have a lot of hair. So I kind of like the idea of her having short hair, so I'll put that one in A rank as well. But yeah, before we move on, I think it might be fun to kind of look at some of these other ones that I didn't include on here. I thought about including this one with her with like a bowl cut and like the Nico shirt on. Yeah, I'm kind of glad that it ended up going with this design. I don't know, I think it's just the bowl cut. I like the idea of her having short hair, but not a bowl cut. That doesn't look good on anybody. Maybe I will include that one. I'll put that one in C rank. And now we have Celestia Ludenberg, and her designs for the most part are pretty similar to what kind of ended up being. I feel like the main difference is just like the art style, which like your girl looks so good in this art style. Like I think she looks I think she looks better in this kind of design. I guess it's because she has that very like gothic design. She just looks so good with, I don't know, this kind of more realistic. It's still very anime, but it does look a little bit more like less cartoonish, I feel like, versus like what the actual Danganronpa sprites look like, which I don't think the Danganronpa sprites are bad. I just think Celeste looks so good in this art style, like very, very striking. There's something else that's interesting about the Distrust designs, and it kind of has like this sort of like a rustic overlay on the characters. I think it looks really cool, and I feel like especially for Distrust, it kind of matches like the whole overall vibe of the game. Another thing I really like about this design is just how innocent she looks. I feel like she looks so much more innocent in these designs compared to like her official sprites, and it kind of makes me wonder if her personality would have been different at all, like if she would have been sweeter. And I kind of always like that trope of like the goth girl who looks scary but is actually sweet, so that's another reason why I like this design. I actually think she looks better in this art style than she does in the actual sprites, so this is definitely S tier for me. And then next is this creepy little bunny that she was meant to carry around with her at some point, or in one of the renditions of the drawings, it seems like. And you guys might recognize it because it was actually included in her execution as kind of like a little Easter egg. But yeah, it seems like at some point she was meant to carry this around, and it looks pretty creepy. Like an eye hanging out. I think it's cool, but I don't know, I think I kind of prefer her without it. But I think I'll probably put that one in B rank. I don't hate the idea, but I feel like her design is like strong enough without it, so it just kind of feels like, why add on to something that's already so good in the first place? There's also this one with her hair looking like totally different, and she's got a little crown to let us all know that she's the queen. And yeah, it kind of looks like she has like a little cat bell on her too. I don't know if that's meant to reference the fact that she has a cat that she loves more than anybody else, which, like, no judging here, I'm a crazy cat person too. But overall, I don't really think I care for this one that much, so I'm gonna put it in C rank. I like the other designs that are a lot more closer to what her sprite ended up turning out looking like, and I just think I don't know, it's just so much more pretty and detailed, you know what I mean? Next up is Chihiro Fujisaki, and again we have a bowl cut. I don't know why, but they made it seem like, I don't know, they kind of look like a hobbit in this design. Like, it really looks like they're about to go to Mordor and like return the ring. Like, I don't know, I'm not really understanding this whole outfit that they chose. Overall, I just say that I'm glad they didn't go with this design overall. I think Chihiro looks so much cuter in the official design, and even a lot of these designs kind of around it look just much better in my opinion. I'm just really not feeling the whole it's time to take the ring to Mordor thing that they got going on in this beta. But yeah, overall this design is not for me. I think I'm gonna put this in C rank. I don't absolutely like despise it, but I'm glad they didn't give anybody a bowl cut in the official game. Very, very good call there, guys. And next we have Kitty Chihiro. They just look so cute. I love it so much. I don't really know exactly how to rank this because I feel like if they actually did have kitty ears in the game, I would think it was like kind of weird, you know? But it also looks so cute. Just look at that. Look at the little kitty ears. Okay, so we're gonna create a new category, the blessed category, which basically means that I don't know that I would actually like the design in the game, but I'm glad that it exists. So I think blessed is a good category. I also created a cursed category, which is kind of similar in the way that I definitely would not want the design in the game, but I'm glad it exists, but just for opposite cursed reasons. It's funny because it's so bad kind of thing. Which brings me to the next design that we have for Chihiro, which is definitely got a little cursed energy going on. So they got a bowl cut. It kind of looks like they fused Chihiro with like Yamada a little bit. I'm just like imagining Hifumi like falling in love with them, like when they look like that, like on the laptop. I'm just like imagining Hifumi like looking at the laptop, just like, yes, the love of my life. Yeah, this is definitely cursed. I don't know that I really am that glad that it exists though, so I think it's just gonna go in D category. Not quite funny enough to make it into the cursed category, I'm afraid. But yeah, this will bring us to Chihiro's next design, which is really adorable actually. They kind of have like pigtails, but the pigtails also kind of look like ribbons. But overall, I just don't know that I really feel like it fits Chihiro's personality. I don't get like hacker programmer from looking at that. I get kind of like ultimate ribbon twirler or something. Like they just don't look like a programmer to me at all. But yeah, this one I think I'll put in B rank. I still think it's pretty cute overall, even if it doesn't really, you know, fit the character that well. Oh yeah, and before we move on, I wanted to point out this adorable little scribble that they have on here. Sakura helping Chihiro work out. I just thought it was super cute. I wish that they would have gotten a moment like that. Sakura probably would have been a much better choice to go to, you know, try to get stronger from. Okay, next up we have Hagakure, which he doesn't really actually look too different, I feel like. He also didn't really have a whole lot of like different variations in his beta designs, but overall I do like his beta design, even though I don't really feel like it's looks too terribly different from the one that they ended up going with. I feel like kind of the way they drew him here makes him look like so much more like serious, you know what I mean? It kind of made me wonder if his personality was a bit different in the original version. Just because like the original game was supposed to be, you know, like psycho shock and very like horror, gruesome, so I don't really know how much comedy was in the game. So I wonder if he was like a more serious character in that version and they decided to make him more like goofy and cartoonish when they changed it to Danganronpa to kind of fit more with that like psycho pop kind of aesthetic. But yeah, overall I like it. I think this like rustic design looks really cool on his clothing too. It kind of reminds me of like Kaido's space jacket, which I've always been a really big fan of. So yeah, overall I like it a good bit. I think I'll put him in A. And then next up we have Hifumi Yamada, who kind of similarly to Hagakure doesn't have a whole lot of different renditions of his design. I kind of partially feel like he just looks like a much more realistic depiction of what they ended up going with. I actually like this design a lot better. I don't mind there being kind of like some level of like goofiness to the characters, but Yamada just looks like a gerbil in like the actual designs. I think I actually prefer this design a good bit. He still looks very like anime, but it's not so like overboard, you know what I mean? And I love the idea of him having like an anime girl t-shirt underneath his jacket. That'd be so funny. I kind of wish they would have gone with that, to be honest. But overall, I like this design. I think it's like a good mixture of like cartoonish and realistic, so I could kind of take him a bit more serious during some of the like the serious scenes, like when he's dying and Asahina's holding him. And next we have Ishimaru. Oh, I love Ishimaru. He's so cute. His main design looks so much like Gon from Hunter x Hunter. I don't dislike this design, but I do think I prefer overall his official design a good bit more. I feel like his official design looks just like more unique. And I like the fact that his official design makes him look so like angry and serious all the time. And I feel like that just kind of added more to his like overall charm of him just looking like so angry, but also being like so sweet and like so socially like not well equipped. I think his eyebrows that they went with added a lot to that kind of like just like angry, like serious, stern look that he always has when he's just being like adorable. And yeah, I really do think it just adds to his charm. But yeah, overall, I think I'll put this in the B category because I like it, but I prefer his official design much more. And next up we have Super Saiyan Ishimaru's beta design, which I think technically it's called like Awakened Ishimaru, but I always just call it Super Saiyan. He looks a lot more Super Saiyan in this, like his hair's kind of going crazier. I was never really a big fan of that whole like Super Saiyan sort of thing that happened. I think it was partially just because I knew he was gonna die soon when that happened, or I had a pretty big inkling that he was gonna die. And I think I just didn't really like it too because he was a character like I really liked so much. And I think I really would have preferred to see him like overcome Iwata's death in a more realistic way. And it just kind of made me sad that like the last few times I saw one of my favorite characters, he was acting like, I don't know, just so kind of like goofy and like out there, you know what I mean? I would have preferred him to just be kind of portrayed more realistically in that sense, but that's just my kind of opinion on it. But yeah, I don't really think I have too much of an opinion. I didn't really like Super Saiyan Ishimaru in the game, so I don't really know that changing the design is gonna help me like that scene or any of that stuff more, so I'm just gonna put it in C. Next up we have Junko's beta design, which I feel like hers as well is kind of just more of like a toned down version of what it actually ended up being in the official version. One interesting thing about Junko's beta design is that if you watch Leon's Distrust execution, which is like one of the few videos of Distrust that there is online, you can actually see her standing behind Naegi with like the rest of the group, implying that she survived that far. I mean, I guess that's also assuming that she's Makuro dressed up as Junko still. I'm not totally sure if that was in the Distrust story or not, but I thought that was kind of interesting. There also seemed to be like a guillotine execution for her, or it seemed like it was her character that was included in kind of like a comic panel design. But yeah, I think overall I find her design cute. I think I do prefer her official design more though. I feel like it's just more unique looking, you know what I mean? So I might put it in B. Not bad, but I just feel like her official design is like so iconic, you know what I mean? And then there is Bikini Junko. And part of the reason why I wanted to include this one was just because, I don't know, the idea of her in a bikini the whole game is kind of funny to me. I'm glad they didn't go in that direction though, because like I've been playing Virtue's Last Reward some, and it's a really good game, but something that really bothers me about it is like some of the characters are like literally dressed like this. I actually think this is more realistic because like at least if she's in a bikini and like a robe, I feel like you could be like, okay, you know, she was at a model shoot before she got kidnapped. One of the characters in Virtue's Last Reward, she literally just has a necklace covering up her boobs, and like every scene that I see her in, I'm just like, there's no way that would stay, that would just stay so perfectly to cover it up that well at all times. So I think think it's better or like more realistic than that, but I'm glad that she wasn't a bikini the whole game. I will put it in C rank. And then finally I wanted to rank just kind of like what looks to be her mastermind outfit, I'm assuming. It's kind of interesting that it does seem like she was meant to be the mastermind even this early into the game's production. And granted, I don't really know exactly how much time was in between these different beta sketches, or how much of the game changed in between these different beta sketches, but I think this one's really cute. It does look like a much more toned down version of the Junko we have today. So I think overall I do prefer Junko's official design, but this one's pretty cute too, so I'll put an A. I like the fact too that she has like little Monokumas on her tie. That's pretty adorable. And next we have Kirigiri, and even in the beta, she's still my waifu. I just think her design is so gorgeous. Like, it's so different than like what her actual design ended up being, but it just works so well with her character. I still feel like it fits her personality really well. And she just looks so pretty. Like, I don't know, I feel like it's just a perfect depiction of what I would think she would look like in Distrust, being this more like realistic and gruesome, serious game. But I would love it if they kind of reused this and maybe, just kind of made it more like psychopop themed to fit with Danganronpa. Because I just think this is such a pretty design. But yeah, overall, I just think this design is super duper pretty. I'm gonna put her up there with Celeste in S rank. Both my waifus sitting together. Then we have this design, which actually kind of looks similar to that Celeste design I pulled up earlier. I don't really think I care for this on Kirigiri. I feel like she kind of reminds me of somebody else, but I can't really put my finger on it. I think one of the things I like about Kirigiri is she like has a very serious, but also kind of like a soft look to her as well. And I feel like this is just a little too like stern looking, you know what I mean? I just feel like she wouldn't look as cute when she's blushing in her free time events with Naegi. I wouldn't ship Naegi quite as much if she had this design. I think that's another thing I really like about the previous design I was talking about, because she still has that kind of like soft but like serious look to her, which I feel like just kind of fits Kirigiri's overall like personality, because she is like a very serious, kind of like tough character, but she has a really like internally sweet side, and I like that her design can kind of like show both sides of her, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I'm gonna go ahead and put in D rank. I kind of feel bad putting it next to that awful Chihiro design, but I don't know, I'm not really feeling it all that much. And then this kind of brings us to her next design, which I really like the art style for this one. It kind of reminds me of like The World Ends With You, and it kind of makes me wonder if they really thought about going in this art direction, because Fukawa looks a little bit like this in one of her designs as well. But again, I don't really think this like fits Kirigiri's character too much. She just looks like so serious to me, and I enjoy the fact that she has like those softer features in the official version, I guess. I'm gonna rank this one in C because I do like the design a lot. I just don't like it for Kirigiri, if that makes sense. And next we have Leon Kawada. I guess I'll just put him in A rank since he was pretty close to like his original design, and I do like Leon's original design a good bit. I actually hung out with Leon first when I played the game just because I liked his design so much. I literally hung out with him and like Mizuno the whole first chapter, and I felt like I cursed them, honestly. And then we have this other design that makes him look like a 40-year-old man. That's definitely going in D rank. I'm not feeling that design at all. He literally looks like that old guy doing like the "hello fellow kids" meme. Like, just seems so weird. He looks way too old in that design. Then we also have this design where he has this like awesome mohawk. I think that's pretty cool. I kind of like that better than what his design ended up being. I'm gonna put that in S rank. I think that would have been pretty sweet. I mean, he wanted to be like a rock star too, so I feel like it would have looked cool on him. He's kind of like rebelling against the clean cut baseball look. I think it's pretty dope. And next we have Mizuno, who also looks exactly the same. I think I'm probably just gonna put her in A too, because I like Mizuno's design. She has like a very like innocent kind of like girl next door look. I feel like her look is very like simple but cute and kind of effective for her character as being kind of like the false, main girl of the series. I feel like she's cute enough to where you might think that like, oh yeah, she's gonna last the whole game. But her design also is like not unique enough for me to have been like super sad that she died off too early. But I think it looks nice. I feel like it kind of fits with what they were trying to do with her character. And I also like the irony of her like being so innocent looking, but also being, a wannabe killer and kind of like the first person to sort of like jumpstart the killing game almost. And next we got Hope Boy, Naegi, yeah, my man. He looks pretty similar too, but this has gotta be D rank because he does not have an ahoge. Trash, in the dumpster, fire, burn it. It is kind of crazy to think about Danganronpa without the ahoges. It's like such a staple of the series now, you know what I mean? But overall, I think it looks pretty cute. Not too different from his official design besides the ahoge. I'll put you in C. You look good, but you really need that ahoge. You really, really need that. I'm not feeling protagonist vibes from you at the moment, You really need that little spiky thing on your head. And then we have Naegi with glasses. Also like darker hair, it seems like too. I think one of the things I find really interesting about Naegi's beta designs is that he looks like a lot more serious. I feel like especially with the glasses on, and it kind of makes me wonder how different his personality would have been in Distrust, because you have different actions that you can make in the whole distrust system. And I feel like you can make Naegi like a lot more of a suspicious kind of character. It makes me wonder if there's like a bad route, you know, that you can go on. Like, I feel like the distrust meter kind of makes me think of like Catherine, how you have like the angel side and like the devil side. And that's kind of how I guess I picture the trust and distrust meter being. Like, you can kind of make bad decisions that make you lean on the distrust side of the meter and good decisions that make you lean on the trust side of the meter. But I just think the idea of making Naegi do some like morally questionable choices would be kind of cool. I wish I could know more about like distrust and like what the idea of the game was. But overall, Naegi with dark hair and glasses, I like it. And he has an ahoge, so that automatically makes it better than the other one. I'll put him in A rank. Next up is Mondo Owada, and my god, with this hair, he could have stabbed Monokuma while the execution was going on. I like that it doesn't look that crazy when he's looking like dead on, but when you get that side profile, man, I mean, that's just a freaking sword. I kind of like it though. It is pretty crazy and out there, but it's also pretty funny too. I feel like with Danganronpa and like anime in general, I don't mind goofy designs as long as you can kind of like tone it down for serious scenes, which I feel like with this one you kind of can, because when you're looking dead on, it doesn't look so crazy. But you can also have like those really comedic scenes when he like turns to the side and you just see that it's like, oh my god, like the length of his arm almost. I think that's why with like some goofy designs, I really like them, and others I really don't. As long as it can be toned down enough to where I can kind of like take them seriously and it's not like breaking the fourth wall during like really intense moments. That's kind of what makes me like the design more, and I feel like this design is kind of like that. So I'll go ahead and put it in A rank. I think it's pretty good. I like you, crazy Mondo sword design. And that brings us to our next one. Oh my god. What the hell is this? I like don't know that I ever recalled seeing this before that 10th anniversary book, but why does he have gun hair? I really hope this was just like a meme. Can you freaking imagine him walking around with a gun on his head? Like, the murder weapon was a gun. Jeez, I wonder who it could have been. My god. Yeah, this is cursed. I'm glad it exists because it's so freaking funny, but god, why? Who thought that was a good idea? There's just like no way I could take him seriously at all with just like a gun straight up on his head. I honestly feel like this design might be the only thing to make me hate the butter execution even more. Like, it's already so goofy, and then he just has a fucking gun on his head. The whole execution, he starts trying to shoot Monokuma with it, turns into a fucking like showdown, dude. So dumb. Oh god, Monokuma dies because there's bullet powder in the butter that he makes. It's just, who thought of this? Who thought of this design? And next up we have the man, the myth, the legend, and also an actual man in this design, Monokuma, who is like one of those creepy like anatomy dolls. I mean, I feel like for Distrust it works because it's so creepy, but god, it's such nightmare fuel. I'm so glad they went with Monokuma. Although it definitely is nightmare fuel, I do feel like it fits like the Distrust like vibe, you know what I mean? The way I imagine it is I could see them finding him in like the science room, and then him just like coming to life. And because Distrust has that more like realistic psychoshock theme, I definitely do like the idea of it. I think it is like super creepy. It would make him much more intimidating than like the adorable Monokuma, but I just love Monokuma. He's so like, I don't know, he's so like essential to the franchise, you know what I mean? He's so like iconic and he's so adorable. You can't even hate the little guy when he's killing all your favorite characters because he's just so fluffy. But yeah, I'm gonna put this one in the cursed section. I'd say it's pretty cursed. You're probably all cursed from watching this video. I'm sorry. And next we have Bloody Monokuma, which I never actually noticed this beta design until I made this video, but I mean, he looks pretty similar to the actual design that we see in Danganronpa, just much more creepy. I feel like this definitely fits the Distrust kind of psycho shock aesthetic too. I like that it's creepy, but it's not quite as like nightmare fuel inducing as like the human anatomy model, so I think I'm gonna rank it higher than that one for sure. I'll put this one in B rank. I think it's pretty good for Distrust. And next up we have my girl Sakura, who has so many designs. She has like the most different designs, I feel like, out of all the characters. Yeah, we're gonna start out with this main one that they used in like the Leon execution, and I think she looks good here. Again, it kind of seems like a more toned down version of like what they ended up going with Danganronpa. I do like her other design, and something kind of interesting too is that I feel like her and Junko are in like the same exact outfit in this, which is kind of funny. I'm not sure if that was just like a base kind of like outfit that they would give to some of the characters, but it's just sort of interesting that, yeah, they look so similar. But I think she looks good. For Distrust, I think it's pretty good. I'll probably go ahead and put this in A. And next up, we have her in, I don't know, this one's kind of cursed to me. I feel like she looks like so similar to her actual design, but she also has like Sailor Moon eyes. I feel like she kind of looks like Ganta cosplaying Sailor Moon as well, like in this picture. I don't know. She looks so strange. But yeah, this design is hella cursed. She really does look like she's like Sailor Moon in the face, but just super buff otherwise. And then her legs look like Toguro from Yu Yu Hakusho. They're so freaking big. She is looking hella thick right there, dude. They're so like veiny too. I don't know. There's it's just cursed, man. Cursed energy, but I'm glad it exists so I can laugh at it. Then she looks like super different in some of these other designs. Like this one, she kind of reminds me of Peko in almost. I'm glad that they went with a more like buff design for her character though, because I feel like I see like the trope of like cute girl, like who's actually really strong, like in anime a decent bit, but I don't feel like you see like tough, intimidating girl who's actually really cute and sweet on the inside. Like I feel like Sakura is one of the first kind of like tropes that I like saw of that in anime, and I think that's something that really like always made me like her character. I thought she was so intimidating when I first started playing the game, but then she was just such a sweetheart. She became like one of my favorite characters in the game, and probably like one of the deaths I was like the saddest by. Probably put this one in like C or something. I think it's a good design, but just not for Sakura, you know what I mean? And then we have this like Sayonji design. Reminds me of like Bunny Senpai from Ouran High School Host Club. I guess, yeah, it's kind of like a more extreme version of like the cute, but like strong. I think it kind of fits in the same boat as the other design, just cute, but not really for Sakura, you know what I mean? Then we have this one where, I don't know, she looks kind of... She looks a little too intimidating in this one, I feel like. Her eyes look like they're almost kind of like glowing. I don't know if they're just not filled in that much. So this one I'm also just gonna put in C rank. And then we have this design where she has like a really different hair, and I think it looks pretty cool. I don't know exactly what it says on top though, but I think this is a pretty cool design. I like the color coordinating too. It kind of like makes the red and the tie pop. Kind of looks like she has like a tattoo as well, which is kind of interesting. Also on her head too. I wonder what these were supposed to mean or why they decided to get rid of them. Yeah, I like this design overall. I'll put an A rank. I think it's pretty cool. And now we have Byakuya Togami, the heir himself. I really truly feel like he looks like handsome Squidward in this design. I don't know, I'm not feeling it. I saw somebody point that out one time on one of my videos and I just never unsaw it. There's something like off about his face. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I like his official design a lot better. I think it's like his face looks like a 30-year-old man, but then he's got like this boyish like high school haircut. It just looks so like odd to me. I don't know, that's gonna be a D for me. I'm not feeling you, handsome Squidward Togami. And next we have this design, straight hair Togami. I really like this design. It kind of reminds me of like a mixture of like a Munakata and Juzo. I kind of wonder if, you know, they were inspired slightly by this beta design when they were creating those characters. I think it like overall fits Togami's character, and he looks good, you know, with this design. I like it. And then we have Gotta Go Fast Togami, who looks like he's got like Sonic hair. I'm not really sure what they were thinking with this one. But yeah, I think this one's pretty cursed, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad they didn't give you Sonic hair Togami. Then we have long curly hair Togami. I think this is kind of, I like the hair, but I don't really feel like it fits Togami's personality. He has to be so like, I don't know, like suave, you know what I mean? He probably has to be around boomers all the time with his like company. And I feel like they would bitch at him too much for having long hair. At least that's how I kind of imagine it, at least. And I mean, he wants to be, you know, like a successful heir, so I don't really see him trying to like grow out his hair to rebel against them. So I feel like he just doesn't really fit his character, so I'm gonna put it in C. And then we have Fukawa, which, my god, she looks so beautiful in this design. Like, I am in love. S rank. I really love this design of her. She looks so beautiful. Like, she almost looks too beautiful. Like, I don't know that I would believe that she's like, you know, this girl who can't get a date if she looks like this. It kind of reminds me of like those teen movies where they're like, yeah, like Lucy's so dorky, but she's actually just like super hot, but has like a pair of glasses on. And then for like the makeover, they take off the glasses and they're like, whoa, she was hot, no way. Like, that's kind of what it looks like right here. I feel like it's kind of like Celeste, where like the design's not like that much different than the official sprite, but it's just like the art style makes her look so pretty. Like, I don't know, it really just like fits her character so well. I love it. And then we have this other design where she has red hair, and it kind of reminds me of that Kirigiri one where she kind of looks like The World Ends With You type of character. I do like this design. I feel like if they went in this art direction, it fits her pretty well, but I think overall I do prefer her official design a good bit. So I might put this in the B category. And then we have Fukawa with messed up hair. I kind of like this. It reminds me of some of Mikon's beta sprites where her hair was kind of like more chopped up. It looked like she'd been like bullied and stuff like that. And I feel like the design fits with Fukawa a lot too, since she was like heavily bullied and very insecure. And I feel like it does kind of like add to like the creepiness of like the genocider character as well. So I think this one's pretty cool. Honestly, Fukawa might get 2 S rank ratings. I think this is a cool design. I'm gonna put this in S2. Why do you have so many good designs, Fukawa? But yeah, this one I feel like really fits her character and would definitely make her look even more like unhinged when she's a genocider. And then we have this monstrosity. I mean, this one I could believe that she's not getting dates. She looks so bad in this one. Oh my god, poor Fukawa. They were trying to do her so dirty with this design. I'd say this is cursed. I'm glad it exists because it's so funny, but I'm glad they didn't go with that. I mean, she would just look so goofy as genocider with this character design. I would not be able to take genociders seriously at all. Then finally, I wanted to add in this monstrosity. I don't know. I think this was like a joke sketch, but it's pretty damn cursed too. But yeah, this will conclude the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it's kind of a random video idea. I just want to talk more about the betas, and there's not really like a whole lot of trivia on them that I haven't really like already covered at least. So I thought it'd be fun just to kind of give my opinion on them and rank them. So let me know if you guys enjoyed this video, and I will definitely consider making one for the second game and for V3 too. And yeah, I'd love to see what you guys' opinions are on the different designs, if you agree with me or disagree with me. And yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you did enjoy it, and I will see you guys real soon.